Okay, so this is our schedule for the upcoming week. And I will tell you this week, and I did make the note down at the bottom that you'll see. I will be map testing again this week. I'm really hoping that after this week, the majority of them will be finished, so we'll be able to kind of get back to normal like we were before map began. I know it's made our normal a little crazy, so we're going to be able to get back to that. So, in reading this week, on Monday, you have your quiz one, and you're also for your personal narrative. So you worked on your draft last week. All you have to do for that on Monday is read it to somebody. So that's not a submission, that's just read it to somebody, listen and see if they have any feedback for you. On Tuesday, you do have two lessons, but they're very quick lessons. You have lesson 4, which is idioms and capitalization. You also have lesson 5, homophones and subject verb agreement. They're super fast. On lesson 5, after question 20, stop reading. Nothing, there's no questions below it, but there's a lot of stuff that you don't need to read. It does not pertain to us. Also, I had received a couple questions last week um, about some of the questions. It's very possible that your questions will skip order. So it might go from question 4 to question 8. If I go in and delete questions that I don't feel like are super important, then it won't change the number. So just answer the questions that are there, and they're there for a reason. So on Wednesday, you have a lesson, and there will be a separate submission box for your draft after you have checked, you've added details, and you've checked your spelling and grammar. One thing, and I've given a lot of feedback on it if you go back and look at submissions that you made last week, it's super important to know that you need to have multiple sentences. Some people are writing an entire paragraph as just one sentence. It's also very important that anytime the word I stands alone when you're talking about yourself, that it's capitalized and that the first letter of each sentence is capitalized. On Thursday, you have a lesson and that's going to require 2 more chapters from the book. I asked again last week. I'm really hoping to have that to you. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, so there will also be videos of me reading those 2 chapters to you. And Friday, you have a quiz. In math this week, we're working all on multiplication, so definitely be looking for instructional videos on those. You have one quiz, and then your lesson on Friday, you're going to fly through. It's super easy. Science, you've got 2 quizzes and 2 lessons this week. So, one on electromagnetism and one on electrical safety. You'll notice that since we are map testing this week, a lot of you are doing that remotely from home. There are not any science or social studies lessons on Friday. That way, if you map test on Tuesday morning and that takes a couple hours away from what you would have done on school, you can make that time up then. Social studies, you have a quiz, and then you've got 4 lessons. We're going to be talking about the branches of government and some things that are coming and ratifying the Constitution. So, if I'm able, I'm map testing all day long, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm going to be picking up some map test makeups on Thursday. If at some point I find out that there's an hour or so that I can do some live lessons, I will let you know. Or if I'm able to bring anybody on campus for some small group opportunities, and I will let you know as I know that. But it's not looking likely for this week because it's so full for map testing. Hopefully next week we're back to normal. Instructional videos for the week will all be posted on Monday, so I will get those posted tomorrow. I'm also sending out, and there's going to be attached to this a document for how to remote test if you are map testing from home. If you have already map tested, or if you are coming into one of the schools this week to map test, ignore that message. It's not for you. You don't even have to open that document and read it. But if you are remote map testing, it's super important that you open it, you read it, you look through it, you try and get on the website. If you're supposed to map test at 8:30, try and get on there before 8:25. That way, if there's any issues, we can get those worked out. If you have not yet signed up for a map testing time, please, please, please get with me to make that happen. We have until the end of the month to get them in, but if we can get them in sooner, that would be great. So please, if we have not talked about scheduling a time, please send me a message so we can get that taken care of. Have a great week, friends.